with that quote, right? I learned something new about finishing that quote, right? It's a jack of all trades and a master of none, but but a jack is still better than a master of one.
Mm.
Meaning,
Because you know all the more
all the
trades.
things, yeah. So I thought
You know
that was
more
pretty
trades.
interesting. Yeah, kind of knowing a little bit about everything to sort of still complete a job at hand. So I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that definitely is. I like that quote. I like that quote too. Yeah, I like diving into a lot of different things, and I like learn because you could also drag different specifications into
Hmm.
one type of specification. So you take what you utilize what you learned here, and then you add like a twist into here. I think that's where also some types of creativity comes from as
Hmm.
well. Like it
Hmm.
comes from like the experiences from different types of experiences. Like let's say like a boxer who did dancing. Like what if he pulls the dance moves out into boxing? Like that's just a different type of creativity. Like just adding two different forms into it. Um,
To build on that a little bit, I think that's so true, and I feel like in what I do, a lot of the things that I'm into sort of cross into each other. There is an overlap, and I'm starting to realize like the connection between a lot of different things. Not essentially in the the overall method, but just the approach. Meaning, if you go into certain things with an open mind and open heart, prepared to make the mistakes, you'll find what you're looking for in terms of the result that you want. When I'm doing spackling, let's say, and I'm just there in a sort of a zone, right? I'll listen to something like an instrumental, and from that there'll be a phrasing, or because of the scrape of the spackling, an idea of a word just comes to mind where it's like, wait a minute, I just made a connection here that goes a little bit deeper than the sound of spackling that I can maybe use as a line in my song. And I find a lot of moments to be like that. Same thing when I'm in some ways doing jiu-jitsu, right? When I'm training a little bit, and I'm not really good at it. I'm still a white belt. I've actually missed the last couple of weeks of class, and I know they're eager for me to get back to beat me up because of it. But I noticed that like when I'm even in jiu-jitsu, when I'm sparring other with other individuals, I'm trying to to perform like I'm performing on stage, right? Just even though I don't know what I'm doing, just having the confidence to be up there, to take on the challenge, to breathe, right? Slowly breathe between the bars, slowly breathe between the chorus into the verse. Same thing, right? When I'm in a clench, or I'm rolling and trying to get a submission of sorts, right? I'm just trying to find this moment of calmness where I can have an opening and then execute, same way when I'm singing, or just working carpentry, the way I'm holding tools, the way I'm explaining something to a client, right? Trying to find that balance of like grace, assertiveness, and accuracy.
Mm. I'm curious to know, like, because it seems like you always experimenting to find more creativity. I'm actually curious because your artist name is Face Cadet. Where did that come from?
Huh, I'm still trying to understand it even now after, I've had it now for that name for 12 years. I discovered it in California. First, though, when I was working at a call center in Westfield, I would come late to the call center, and I was a pretty big piehead back then. So I had like, an afro, and you can already tell that I was, a little high, and I would come into work and everybody knew, and they'd be like, "Oh, Space Cadet's late. There he is." But because I was good at what I did, they never really fired me. But that Space Cadet sort of always kind of stuck with me. And then I moved to Cali and started making some music. And I was just trying to figure out, I guess, that name. And I converted the space to face because a lot of people always say I look familiar to them. And when I say familiar, it's a good thing, whether it be a friend, a family member, or just somebody that they might have seen in a moment's past, and it was like, oh, that was a good interaction, and you kind of reminded me of that. So, Face Cadet sort of representing just that familiarity, but also kind of coming at things as a student. So, yeah, I think that's what that means. But I'm still understanding it still.
I like that.
But I like it. I like it. I think it's a useful name for sure, and it keeps me with that sort of same energy in my music.
Nice. Yeah, I love the Space Cadet too, because that's pretty dope too. Like, I'm wait for ambulance. Yeah,
It's
I
not- Get back that apple from the store, man.
Active.
I love names because like names are kind of like the branding, like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
side. It's like that Face Cadet. Is it in a? It reminds me a little bit like the Kid Cudi songs.
Oh, okay. Man on the moon type.
Yeah, time in the universe.
Yes,
Yes. And
Space.
yes, yeah, it's like the adventure and that.
Yeah.
So it's like that Face Cadet's kind of like that adventure into that realm of of the
Mhm.
music that you create. And I love that. I love how your music doesn't just only have it's not just about the beat. It's also about the message that's
yeah.
in there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
Lyrics are important. I think. Just you know, it's funny. I feel at times. I do feel like I am myself, right? But am I just an amalgamation of things that are programmed inside of me, right? What I'm trying to say is like when I say things or do things or communicate, is that really me? Or is that the things that were installed in me while growing up? And when I tap into the essence of my writing, I feel, I don't know, but I feel that that is truest version of me, because I think it's my subconscious sort of keeping all this information in the back of my head, letting it stew, letting it marinate, sort of bringing it out in terms of my experience and how I interact with people and how I grow, right? Because then you start entering these thresholds of development and understanding where you're just like, oh, now I get it. Life is short. Oh, oh yeah, 30 something years later, right? And so when I'm writing and I'm in that sort of channeling in that headspace, I find that like even when I'm done with writing, I'm just like, this feels so sincere, so true. And is this me? Is this who I am? Like, because there's, the what's that? Three versions of yourself: the way people look at you, the way you think you are, and what you really are, right? And sometimes I try to kind of dress those three things up in the way that I think it is, but it never really feels as true. Um, it never really feels true only when I'm making music. I think that's when it's realized to me like, wait, I think this is the person that's trying to come out of me right now.
I like that because when you're creating something, it's almost like you have to let things marinate in your imagination, but also in your emotions.
Yeah.
Because it all like builds together, and then when you start producing these ideas into something more tangible, you feel lighter. You feel like accomplished. You feel like you said, this is the real expression not only of who I am right now, but how was I feeling for the last 2 3 months, and how my experiences brought in all of this talent, and put it all together to express it through words, and then through music. I believe people take for granted how hard it is to bring inspiration out and then make it a tangible thing. Like, think about it. Have you guys ever thought about, like, take for instance Michael Jackson, Billie Jean? Have you ever thought, like, how did he created the beats, the music, the rhythm? Like, to me, that is pure, not only imagination, but inspiration and genius. And that's what people don't understand. Every musician has a genius inside of them that comes out in a way that is very unique, and you can't copy that. You cannot copy. Like, when I write poems, I love writing books and poems. It's very unique to not only my experiences, but also how I felt through my life. you know, and it comes out and it merges beautifully.
Yeah.
And then when you write it and you finally feel it, because you also go back and you scratch things, you're like, oh, no, this is not what I meant. But then when you finish, you feel so accomplished. You feel so good about, and you feel light. You know, you feel so much lighter. Like, I was able to say all these things that I wanted to say.
Help us continue to embrace these human experiences and explore more about ourselves and others by just subscribing. You know, if you like our content, definitely like, comment, share it. But also, if you want to be part of our podcast, all you have to do is leave a comment and tell us what you want to talk about. Remember, this is the platform for the people, and we're here to explore those life experiences that are very unique to you and to everyone else. Don't forget to subscribe.
I'm trying to